Our next award is our Government Technology Executive, and it's Dave Wennergren. And, okay. Dave needs no real introduction. Dave is currently the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Information Management in Defense, as well as the Deputy CIO. I was hoping that John Grimes was going to be here so that he could sort of make it a little more interesting and talk about Dave's history, but Dave goes back to the Navy. Dave also has played a key role in a lot of the major policy areas for defense, like critical infrastructure protection, identity management, but also works on a government-wide basis as a deputy CIO. And he's always been a friend of our organization. When we need somebody to come out and meet with us and talk in particular about what's happening in defense, Dave has always been there. And so we appreciate your efforts and we congratulate you on your award.
Wow, this is like a really nice honor. It's wonderful to be recognized and to be an inaugural winner, and especially when it's by an organization that you hold in such high regard. And as you said, it's been a really great partnership, and I'd like to maybe chat about that. Yeah, I remain excited every day about, well, I am a hopeless optimist, but I remain excited every day about the power of this world that we're in right now and the change that's going on. And the fact that if we're willing to sort of face the change rather than run from it, that there are these amazing opportunities to change the way we do business and the way we operate in the world. I look around me and I see these opportunities, to move to a service-oriented enterprise and to take advantage of Web 2.0 tools and to deliver information capabilities so much more rapidly than we ever did before. It is fundamentally changing every aspect of the place where I work. And it's hard for people because, they kind of got used to that comfort zone of the way we used to do things, and the world shifted on them. And so, so some of them are like exemplars of change. That would be all of you in this room. Some of them are like a little harder to change, a little slower to change, but we're bringing them along. This year, we made progress in our Department of Defense team. We got them to recognize that Web 2.0 happened, and you ought to have a policy about how you could responsibly use those kinds of tools to advance the cause. There is an amazing democratization of technology that has taken place, where young enlisted and officers, change the world overnight. They create new applications overnight that used to take people weeks to develop off in some race floor computer room. And this market-driven enterprise, I can't even begin to imagine how that's going to change your world and my world. That instead of betting all your eggs on one big IT system over years and years, the fact that things can be developed and the market can help decide what will win and what will drive and what will be built and what will be better. These are powerful opportunities. We talked about cloud and the opportunity that it offers, and everybody that I work with is really excited about the cloud as long as they're not in your cloud, because they can't trust anybody else's cloud but their own. But it's all right. They're on the right track. We're going to bring them along because we absolutely have to. Because if we don't, we won't get things done well. We won't improve the way we operate. We won't reduce costs. We won't, drive innovation, and we certainly won't attract and retain the workforce of the future. And it's a subject that I've cared a lot about recently. And as you look at the amazing talent that's out there and the young men and women that are like my prime demographic, 18-year-olds out of high school, 21, 22-year-olds out of college, want to join the military, become civil servants, help the cause of national defense, they have certain set of expectations. And we owe it to them and to ourselves to provide them the environment that will unleash the fire of their creativity and let them help drive this future even faster for us. And if you don't get in that game about giving them the environment where that kind of stuff happens and those kind of tools are available, they won't be a part of your team. And so as you look at this future where the infrastructure looks a lot more like my new Droid phone or an iPhone, right? And it's not necessarily the company's Droid, it's mine. And it's still connected. And the way I find stuff looks a lot more like an app store. It is going to drive changes and improvements that we cannot even begin to dream of today if we help it to happen. If we're willing to take that step out of our comfort zones to try the new thing. And that's where partnership really comes in. And that's why TechAmerica is such a powerful organization. Because the partnership that you fostered with me and many other of my teammates here has just made a tremendous difference. I've told many of you in the audience this before, but sometimes I think you just chuckle about it. But when one of you, a really esteemed leader in the industry, says something is a good idea, it resonates with my bosses maybe many more times than what I might say, because they expect me to be all wild and crazy about this technology stuff. So I would never ask you to like things that aren't like the right thing to do. But when you see new ideas and initiatives that are gaining wing inside of an agency, you got to help rally around it, because it's really hard to overcome that status quo. And so with the championing of people inside the agency and outside of it, change can actually take root and grow. And so I've been really grateful for the help that I've received from the TechAmerica team. As I look over the years of the things that we've done to align to standards, to align across government, to advance the cause of the power of performance-based contracting, to work on identity management and cybersecurity initiatives, there are a number of things that are now just like the way we do business across large patches of the Department of Defense that wouldn't be that way if it wasn't for the help and support that you give by helping to get the right people to tell the right story about why the art of the possible really could be the reality that we face today. So I thank you for that, and I thank you for letting me come up here and yak a little bit about this award, because, you know, it's been a great ride for me, and as I turn the page to whatever comes next in this adventure, I will remember this night fondly, and I will think a lot about the people who helped get me here, my mentors, my teammates, some of which actually came tonight, and I really appreciate that. And the fact that every day I get to work in a place where I look around and I see young men and women who have chosen careers of service and sacrifice to defend the nation far from home in harm's way, and they are an inspiration to me, and they ought to be one of the things that motivates all of us to help create this better world for them. So with that, I'll just leave you with this idea about don't ever underestimate the power of team and the fact that you yourself have to be a positive force for change. Because as the saying goes, you know, it doesn't take 1 million people to change the world. It just takes the right people. And in my mind, you're the right people. So on behalf of all those who choose careers of public service, I gratefully accept this, and I'm honored to have been here tonight. Thank you all very much.
One of the things about Dave is he's been a great speaker for us, and if you have any questions about cloud computing, talk to Dave. But anyway, moving on with the program, and we're making pretty good